So I got this Oracle message download recently that I want to attempt to share on my page. So the message was that you are mounted by a golden cobra. Okay, so what does this mean? And so I started Googling and I found some learnings according to the Bible, according to the Egyptians, according to Hinduism, what the symbol of the golden cobra might mean in this situation. Okay, when you get certain messages, don't just automatically assume that because it's a snake it's a bad thing. That's my advice. Okay, that's the advice that came to me from within a long time ago when I start receiving the spirit of a snake as a totem animal in my spiritual journey, on my spiritual journey. Okay. And so, according to Wikipedia, there's this word. It's spelled Uraeus. I think it's Uraeus. But it says that word is the upright form of an Egyptian cobra. Okay. Uraeus is an upright form of an Egyptian cobra and is used as a symbol of sovereignty. Sovereignty, okay? Not only sovereignty, but royalty, deity, and divinity. And some people would just say God, okay? And so being mounted by a golden cobra means that you are being mounted by God, right? But in what way? So I continue to, Google. And on some sites, it mentioned the story of Moses, okay? And in Numbers chapter 21, verse 8 to 9 in the Bible, it was quoted something like, it was talking about how the Lord or God told Moses to make a snake image and mount it on a pole so that anyone who has been bitten by a snake will recover or be healed, right? And so if you've ever been bitten by a snake before, symbolically, of course, if you've ever been bitten by a snake before, you know that this is good news, okay? You know that if someone has hurt you before and it's caused you to be a certain type of way that does not behoove you, okay? This is like a symbolic message saying that there is hope to be delivered from whatever it is that bit you. Okay, so there are negative connotations and depictions when it comes to snakes, but no one really talks about this positive image of a snake mentioned in this story that's translated in Numbers as being a good thing, that you are actually being healed and delivered and forgiven by the very thing that bit you in the first place, or the very type of species that bit you in the first place. You got to understand that there's good and evil in all things, even snakes. There are good snakes, there are bad snakes. I don't know how I really feel about how I said that, because I think that there is good and evil in all things. Okay. And so I think that spirit is neutral. And I think that whatever or however you invoke or deal with that, that energy could be for you or could be against you, right? How you feel about it can be for you or against you. So, there's other sites, websites that mention that historically Egyptians saw golden cobras as the symbols of protection, symbols of healing, symbols of fertility, and symbols of immortality. Okay? I say that we should take from this whatever resonates, with a balanced mindset and without being bewitched by the energy of spiritual psychosis. All right. Spiritual psychosis to me is like being so high-minded that you're no earthly good. It's like being delusional, you know? For example, maybe don't allow the knowledge of your immortality to cause you to jump off a building, okay? Logically, if you jump off of a building and you don't have wings and you cannot fly, it's going to hurt and you might wake up unalived, okay? And so don't be delusional, okay, when you receive these spiritual messages, okay? So that being said, what about being mounted with a golden cobra resonates with you? Please share. Please share. Leave a comment below. Share. I'm interested. If you have any added increase or any testimony when it comes to this type of thing, okay? If anything about a snake resonates with you, if anything about a cobra resonates with you, okay? If anything about a snake, dealing with snake energy, dealing with dreams and visions when it comes to snakes, positive or negative, how you feel about it and how it affects you when you feel a certain type of way about it, leave it in the comment section. I would love to read about it. But before I even Googled anything about this, when I got that message that you are being mounted with the golden cobra, with the golden cobra, I instantly thought protection after seeing like a golden snake kind of like wrapped around my neck or around my shoulders and coming up over my head like this. It made me think of umbrella. It made me think of protection, you know. So I felt that spiritually or even ambiguously, meaning in so many different various ways, I walked with a form of God's protection. And when I say God, I mean this universal life force energy having an experience in human form and in the form of all these different creations on earth and in the universe, right? So I felt like I was walking with this protection, with this universal life force energy protecting me. And it wanted to be recognized for some reason as a golden cobra, but I really wanted to know why a golden cobra, right? And so I also read in a number of places, on a number of sites, that in Hinduism, the Hindus consider the cobra to be the bearer of ancestor souls. So maybe it was my ancestors wanting me to acknowledge them as my protection in a way that helps me to acknowledge their royalty, or helps me to acknowledge how they think and feel about me. You know, how they have to think and feel about me in order to protect me. Who protects the royal, right? The royal is protected because they're royal. They're important. Okay. Do you feel that you are royalty? Well, you should. But some of us don't, and I don't always feel that way. And so these kind of messages really help me to, in a balanced way, recognize my own divinity, okay, to recognize my own royalty, to recognize how important I am as part energy of God in my own unique way, in my own unique divine purpose, you know. Also, the Hindus believe that snakes protect the local area that they're found in, okay? And so whatever spirit, part God energy is assigned to protect you is that, okay? The snakes protect the local area they're found in. Okay, so they're found in that area because they're assigned to protect that area. You have compassionate spiritual helpers that are assigned to protect you in the same way. Okay, so does that mean that it's safe to play with snakes? Well, if you are in the mind of a spiritual emergency or delusion or spiritual psychosis, you might answer yes to that question. But if you do answer yes to that question, I encourage you to snap out of it. Snap out of it. Snap out of it. Now, now, now. Okay? We don't want us to go around playing with snakes and not have respect for their position. Okay? Because you might end up getting yourself hurt. Take it as a symbolism to help you to understand yourself and your other selves in spirit and in truth, to understand yourself as body and its unique way of protecting, and as spirit and its unique way of protecting, and as soul. Okay, so what else does these symbolisms help us with, like the symbol of the golden cobra and being mounted by a golden cobra? Well, it helps us to connect with our own spiritual well-being, so that we can physically heal. Okay. They let us know or reassure us that our ancestors are protecting us. But we must remember that a lifeguard cannot save you from drowning if you are fighting against them, is the message that I got. And I I was remembering how I used to rebuke any dark spirit in the name of Jesus. And we don't realize that because we see a dark energy or energy in spirit, in a dream, in a vision, or whatever that may look scary, we don't realize that we are rebuking away from us, okay, our protection, because it's scary looking to us. All right. If you are rebuking your compassionate spirit helpers as demons because they are shadows and not white lights, they cannot do their job. Okay. Not all dark is evil. Not all dark skin is evil. Not all light is good. Not all light skin is good. You feel me? You get what I'm trying to say? Okay. That goes for spirit also. When you see dark spirits or crazy looking spirits or scary looking spirits, acknowledge that the possibility that they might be there for you and not against you. And if you fight against them and make them go away or resist them, then you are sending away the protection that was assigned to you, assigned to protect the area in which you find them in, your area, your mind, your heart, your soul, your dreams. Wherever you find these dark energies, wherever you find these snakes, they're in that local area to protect you. Stop fighting against them because you do not understand good and evil, and you think that only light is good and only dark is bad. Okay? These symbolisms help us to help our compassionate spiritual helpers to help us. Okay? Because now we can acknowledge them as beings, or all things working all things together for our good, right? That's even in scripture, right? And so spirit coming in the form of protection, fertility, and healing cannot mount us unless we stay grounded, unless we stay logical, unless we stay balanced. Okay, you cannot give up any part of yourself in physical form, because it is spirit that needs physical form to work with it in order to protect you, in order to work together with you, all things for your good, right? We need to know what the flesh is good for, and we need to know what the spirit is good for. So we can't be in the flesh trying to do what spirit does, and we can't, think that spirit is going to protect us in the same way that the flesh does. Okay? We have to let it all work together all things for our good. Okay? So me, what I'm doing right now is I am acknowledging that I am mounted by a golden cobra, and I take that and receive that as a good thing, as a positive thing, okay? Because that is how I invoke all things working together for my good, by thinking positive and not negative, but also having respect for the fierceness of the wrath of God when it comes to protecting the local area. So going against other people, you don't know what type of spirit you're coming against, because their spirits that's protecting you, protecting them, is protecting the local area in which they're found in, protecting their heart, protecting their mind, protecting their spirit, protecting their area. So if you come up in somebody's face and you don't have good intentions, then you're going to experience those good spirits for them, those spirits that are good for them. You're going to experience those same spirits as what you would call demons. Okay? And in that case, you must resist. So, I acknowledge being mounted by my golden cobra. All right, so don't come for me. And I do this without the causation of harm due to spiritual psychosis. All right, meaning taking this information and doing something wild and crazy without respect for physical form and its abilities and capabilities. Okay. So I know that I am protected and that I also protect. Okay, so me walking and stepping out, mounted by my spirit, mounted by my golden cobra, means that anyone and anything that is connected to me is also protected by my golden cobra. Okay, if they ain't got their own golden cobra, and even if they do, then that's just more protection. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay in that protection. Okay. By making good decisions, by making logical decisions. Okay. To the best of my ability. Okay, and I receive increase when it comes to my abilities to protect myself. And I receive that increase from spirit, from my golden cobra, in the form of my ancestors, if you will, in the form of my totem animal, the snake, in the form of any other totem animal, in the spirit realm, in the form of my dreams, my thoughts, my feelings, all of that, all of it. I respect all of it as royalty, as the divine spark of God, working all things together for my good. So that's my decision on how I decide to receive this word instead of just letting it fall by the wayside, you know, because a lot of times things don't resonate with us right away, but it will eventually. And when it does resonate, hopefully it resonates in a way that behooves you. Hopefully it resonates in a way that you can invoke all positive energy, or because negative energy can be good too. Negative and positive together creates balanced energy, and so and gives power, right? Like a battery, it has negative and positive energy, and it gives power to whatever you put that battery in. And so, listen, we want to be able to invoke all energies surrounding us in our local area, spiritually and physically. We want to invoke those energies to protect us and not cause us any harm. We want to invoke those energies with good and positive thoughts when it comes, and balanced thoughts when it comes to them, so that we can invoke them to work together with us, all things for our good and the highest and the greatest good. Okay. So I want to just give thanks to my compassionate spirit helpers, and I venerate them as they venerate me enough to protect me and consider me royalty enough to protect me. Okay. As they honor me with their love, as they honor me with their riches, as they honor me with their protection. okay? Together as one, I acknowledge that they, being my ancestors, being my spirit guides, being my archangels, being my angels, okay, being my spirit animals, being the people that is assigned in my life to help me and love me and protect me and add increase to me, okay, I honor all of it, all things connected to me for my protection as the golden cobra that mounts me, okay? And so, Ayani Ashe. So listen, I want you to pick up these pearls and rock them. You can like this video. Yes, you can share this video. Okay, yes, you can leave a comment. And yes, you can subscribe if you feel my vibe and if you think you're a part of my tribe. Okay? And beloved, be loved. Be satisfied, no matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like, no matter what it sounds like. Know that all things is working together for your good, and consider it pure joy, and be satisfied. And beloved, in light of the message, be protected. That's what it means to be mounted by the golden cobra. Be protected. All right? Till next time.